welcome back. Today we're going to talk about adding integers with a common sign. As we went through the exploration for this, we realized that when we have the same sign, things get collected together. So if I, for example, have $20 and I add another $5, that's not taking money away. It gets collected together and I have $25. And so the same thing applies here when we're talking about positives and negatives. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a way to do it so it's technically each time the same way. Technically speaking, we know that if we have some negative stuff and some more negative stuff, we're going to have a negative answer. How do we come by that answer? Well, what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to take the absolute value of both of these things. So the absolute value of negative 7 is 7, and the absolute value of negative 6 is 6. So when I add those two things together, because they have the same sign, I'm going to get 13. So the number part of my answer, the numerals, are going to be 13. Well, then I'm going to keep the common sign. Okay? And so because both of these are negative, my answer is going to be 13. And from the common sign, it's going to be negative 13. Okay? Take the absolute value, add those together, keep the common sign. Same thing for the next example, guys. Okay? It's like having 8 red counters and 1 red counter. So I know that I'm going to have a negative ants. Absolute value of negative 8 equals 8. Absolute value of negative 1 equals 1. So I add those together, I get 9. And my common sign is negative. So my answer is negative 9. It seems silly, I know, but when we get into these bigger ones, I'm actually going to jump down here to this one that says for you, because sometimes it can be confusing, especially when we start to mix all these things up. So let's do this one together. So when I have a negative 32 plus a negative 38, I've got negative stuff and more negative stuff. So the absolute value of negative 32 equals 32. The absolute value of negative 38 equals 38. When I add these two things together, 0, carry 70. And I've got that common sign here, right? So my answer is negative 70. And it makes sense because I'm adding negative stuff to more negative stuff. I've got a bunch of red counters, and I'm adding that to a bunch more red counters. Or on my number line or my thermometer, I'm negative and the temperature dropped or went down again. So there we go with the more negative stuff. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.